IIHS recommends 5 escalating attention reminders of autopilots like Tesla. I think Tesla owners can really benefit from these 5 escalating attention reminders that were today issued by IIHS. Today, IIHS issued guidelines it hopes automakers and the government will strive for when it comes to partially automated technology like autopilots. These systems rank at level 2 on the SAE scale of autonomy and include Tesla's Autopilot, General Motors Super Cruise, and Nissan's ProPilot Assist. Level 5 is full autonomy for reference. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety has issued a set of research-based, research-based safety recommendations on the design of partially automated driving system. The guidelines emphasize how to keep drivers focused on the road even as the vehicle does more of the work. Hello everyone, this is Armen Harayan from torquenews.com. Please take a moment and subscribe to our channel if you are here for the first time, and please like this video to appreciate your work of the people who have prepared this. Today's partially automated systems still need the driver to be involved at all times. That means they need robust methods of monitoring driver engagement and more effective ways of regaining the driver's attention when it wanders. Our attentions easily wander. Designs should also be based on a principle of shared control, and they should have built-in limits that prevent them from being used on roads and under conditions where it isn't safe to do so, IIHS researchers say in a press release, in the news release released today. As part of that philosophy of shared control, partially automated systems should change lanes, systems should not change lanes or overtake other vehicles without driver input. They should also be responsive to driver steering input even when automatic lane centering is engaged. Unfortunately, the more sophisticated and reliable automation becomes, the more difficult it is for the drivers to stay focused on what the vehicle is doing, says IIHS President David Harkey in today's release. And he continues, that's why systems should be designed to keep drivers actively engaged, he says. Despite limitations, some autopilot designs, like Tesla Autopilot for example, make it too easy for the driver to rely heavily on the system and lack robust methods to make sure he or she, the driver, remains actively engaged in the driving. Some manufacturers already offer automated lane changing, and others have announced plans to follow suit. Most systems use only the presence of the driver's hands on the steering wheel to monitor whether he or she is paying attention. Some seem to discourage the driver from actively sharing in driving when lane centering support is engaged. Only Cadillac Super Cruise uses GPS-enabled navigation to restrict its use to specific highways that its engineers believe it can handle. However, Super Cruise doesn't require the driver's hands to remain on the wheel at all. Instead, it monitors where the driver is looking and issues an alert when the driver's gaze is diverted for too long. The researchers recommend that driver attention be monitored through multiple methods. So Super Cruise doesn't meet all their recommendations either. These systems are amazing feats of engineering, says IIHS research scientist Alexandra Mueller in today's research, who is the lead author of the IIHS recommendations. She continues, but they all suffer from the same problem. They do not account enough for the behavior of the human being behind the wheel. Too much trust in partial automation is one issue. An IIHS survey suggests that many consumers think level 2 systems are practically self-driving. But the problem does not disappear when drivers understand the limits of partial automation and consciously resolve to remain focused on the road. Research has shown that the more sophisticated and reliable automation becomes, the harder it is for a driver to remain vigilant. This is very interesting. The more sophisticated automation becomes, it's harder for the driver to remain vigilant. Fatigue increases, as indicated by longer and more frequent eye blinks, and the driver's mind is more likely to wander. Various high-profile fatal crashes have shown how dangerous such lapses can be. All these systems can fail to follow the road when confronted with situations as common as a hill or curve. In a fatal crash involving Tesla's Autopilot system, for instance, a Tesla Model X failed to properly detect the lane markings at an exit ramp and crashed into a highway driver. This happened in August 7, 2018. The Tesla driver who was killed was playing a game on his cell phone at the time of the crash. This is very sad. Following an investigation, the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, concluded in February that autopilot's limitations, the driver's over-reliance on the technology, and his own distraction led to the crash. You see those three things: autopilot's limitations, the driver's over-reliance on the technology, and his own distraction led to the crash. The NTSB called for the development of standards for driving monitoring systems to minimize driver disengagement. Prevent automation complacency, and account for foreseeable misuse of the automation. The new guidelines developed by IIHS are a step in the right direction. Some of the recommendations are based on the idea that just because technology can accomplish certain tasks that humans usually perform, that does not mean it should. The authors point specifically to automatic lane changing and overtaking. The present level 2 automation systems offered by BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Tesla can automatically change lanes when the driver triggers the function with the turn signal. Tesla's system goes even further. In pre-mapped areas, its navigate on autopilot feature can change lanes and even exit the freeway without any trigger from the driver. Now, when Cadillac updates Super Cruise in 2021, that system will automatically change lanes without requiring the driver's hands to be on the wheel, the company says. Few of the current systems have this design philosophy. Tesla's Autopilot discourages active driver participation by canceling the lane centering function when the driver makes a minor steering adjustment. Several other systems resist driver steering adjustments even when they do not present a safety hazard. When the driver monitoring system detects that the driver's focus has wandered, that should trigger a series of escalating attention reminders. The first warning should be a brief visual reminder. If the driver doesn't quickly respond, the system should rapidly add an audible or physical alert such as seat vibration and a more urgent visual visual message. Moments later, all three types of warning should be presented. Throughout this sequence, the urgency of each alert should continue to escalate. If the driver does not respond to the alerts, the system should increase following distance from the vehicle ahead and pulse the brakes to provide a warning that is difficult to ignore. If the driver still fails to respond, the system should deploy the hazard lights and gradually slow the vehicle to a stop. Though a design capable of first moving the vehicle onto the shoulder would be preferable, the driver can interrupt this safe stop procedure at any time by simply resuming control over the throttle or brake pedal and steering. However, the driver should be locked out from accessing the level 2 system for the reminder of the driver anytime that the safe stop procedure has been triggered or a maximum number of attention reminders has been reached. Now, recommended escalating attention reminders for level 2 automation. IIHS makes therefore these 5 recommended escalating attention reminders for level 2 automations like Tesla Autopilot or similar. First, visual reminder. If that is ignored, second, more urgent visual reminder plus an audible or physical alert like vibration. Third, if these two are ignored, visual reminder, audible plus physical alerts. Fourth, if this is all ignored, visual, audible, physical alerts plus pulse braking. And 5, if all these 4 are ignored, that means driver is sleeping or playing video game, God forbid. 5, if the driver fails to respond, the automated system should deploy the hazard lights and gradually slow the vehicle to a stop. The driver should be locked out from accessing the system for the remainder of the drive. No manufacturer currently incorporates all these 5 measures. Some systems only monitor one type of behind-the-wheel behavior and do not use an escalation process beyond a visual audible attention reminder, such as like, you are tired, you may want to stop and have a cup of coffee or something like that, the new cars say. Others switch themselves off if the driver fails to respond to repeated alerts. If the driver is incapacitated, that would mean that neither the driver nor the lane centering system is actually steering. Let me know what you think about this. These are very important issues, friends. Especially, I think Tesla owners themselves should be very much interested in these things, in these recommendations. I wish the car companies would quickly incorporate these recommendations for the safety of the roads, for the lives of our children, our brothers and sisters, for the safety of our society. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel if you are here first time for daily Tesla and automotive electric car updates. And please also like this video to show your appreciation of all the people who have been involved preparing this work. And let's continue the discussion in the comments and have a safe day.